For 65 minutes, Senegal's mid-block held France to 0 shots on target. Then Mbappé and Barcola dismantled everything the Lions of Teranga had built. 3 goals, 2 tactical mechanisms, 1 dominant display. This is how Deschamps cracked the code, and why Senegal's defensive structure became the weapon used against them. France set up in their familiar 4-2-3-1. Kylian Mbappé operated as the central reference point, with Michael Olise threatening from the right half space and Désiré Doué providing left-sided width. The double pivot of Adrien Rabiot and Aurélien Tchouaméni controlled the tempo and provided the platform for France's transitions into the final third. Pop Thiaw's Senegal sat in a disciplined 4-3-3 mid-block. Kalidou Koulibaly organized a flat back four, holding at the edge of their own penalty area, while the triple midfield of Pape Gueye, Idrissa Gana Gueye, and Lamine Camara were tasked with eliminating France's central options. For 65 minutes, it worked. Jackson hit the post. A possible penalty was waved off after VAR review. A Jackson goal was ruled out for offside. Senegal were holding firm until the cover shadow protecting their midfield shape finally broke. This is the overload to isolate mechanism. France recycle the ball to the right channel through Koundé. Tchouaméni receives in midfield. Now watch the right side. Olise drives infield from the right wing, dragging Lamine Camara 1 step forward out of the midfield triangle. Dembélé moves wide right, overloading that zone and occupying Pape Gueye's attention. Senegal's midfield triangle has fractured, 2 players drawn to one zone, and Mbappé, from center forward, explodes diagonally into the half space between Camara's press and Koulibaly's defensive line. Koulibaly faces a decisional crisis: track Mbappé's run, or hold his position and trust Niakate to cover. There is no safe answer. The gap exists because Senegal's cover shadow has collapsed. At the 65th minute, this is what France's right side looks like. Senegal's block is compact, but Koundé's overlap has pulled Diatta out of his natural position. The ball is with Tchouaméni. Olise is about to make his inside run, and Mbappé, watch his starting position, is already reading the gap that does not yet exist. Tchouaméni receives from Koundé's overlap. Olise drives infield. Camara steps out to press, logical in isolation, catastrophic in context. The moment Camara commits, the gap opens between his new position and Koulibaly's defensive line. Mbappé accelerates diagonally, not straight ahead, diagonally, into that exact half space. Koulibaly holds his line, trusting Niakate to cover the space. Niakate cannot get across in time. Olise threads the ball into Mbappe's stride. 1 touch, low drive, into the far corner past Mendy. France 1, Senegal 0. 66th minute. This is the overload to isolate at its purest. You do not need to dribble past defenders. You move one defender out of position, and the entire structure collapses behind him. Barcola came on at 79 for Dembélé. Fresh legs, pure pace. But why would a substitute decide the game? Because Senegal, chasing the equalizer, had pushed their fullbacks 40 meters forward and left 30 meters of open space behind their defensive line. Koulibaly and Niakate were defending a high line with no insurance behind them. The invitation was already open. This is the third-man run. Mbappé drops deep, inviting Gana Gueye's press. He lays off 1 touch to Tchouaméni. But watch Barcola. He has been reading the defensive line's height for 3 seconds already. The moment Tchouaméni receives, Barcola's burst has started. He times the run behind Koulibaly to the nearest meter, threading the offside trap. Tchouaméni sees it. The line-breaking pass 40 meters behind the entire defensive block. Barcola does not need to accelerate. He is already at full speed. Mendy comes off his line. 1-placed finish. France 2, Senegal 0. Here is the sequence in detail. Mbappé drops, lays off to Tchouaméni. Senegal's midfield and fullbacks are all pressed forward. The back four is exposed at the top of the penalty arc, 10 meters higher than their first half shape. Barcola starts his run from the left channel. Tchouaméni delivers the line-breaking pass, perfectly weighted, 40 meters behind both center backs. Barcola takes 1 touch, steadies, and places the ball into the bottom corner past a helpless Mendy. Koulibaly and Niakate both arrive 2 meters too late. The high line that suffocated France in the first half has become the exact mechanism of Senegal's downfall. Mbaye pulled one back for Senegal deep in stoppage time, and suddenly, at 2-1, there was a trace of hope. Thiaw's side committed every outfield player forward. But with Koulibaly's defensive line already stretched, and Senegal's midfield stranded in France's half, there was one corridor no one could cover, and Mbappé was still watching. France win possession in their own half. Mbappé is already in motion. 1 look up, 1 touch from Tchouaméni into his stride. Senegal have 7 players stuck in France's territory, unable to recover. Only Niakate and Koulibaly are within distance. Habib Diarra, the substitute, is the last man between Mbappe and Mendy. He backs off. If he commits, Mbappe goes around him. Mbappe does not need him to commit. He drives 30 meters, steadies at the edge of the area, and places it across Mendy into the far corner. France 3, Senegal 1, 95th minute. A brace from Mbappe. His first goal made the game. His second finished it forever. 3 goals, 2 tactical mechanisms, 1 dominant performance. In the first, Kamara's cover shadow was elite defensive work, but it made him the load-bearing pillar of Senegal's entire midfield shape. France overloaded the right to draw him forward. The decisional crisis hit Koulibaly. Track Mbappe or hold the line. He held. Mbappe punished him. In the second, Senegal's own ambition undid them. Pushing fullbacks high to chase the equalizer stripped all cover from behind the center backs. The third man run is at its most lethal against a high line with no recovery cover behind it. Barcola's finish was the easy part. Reading the defensive line 30 seconds before the ball arrived was the real skill. And in the third, desperation exposed them completely. Mbai's consolation gave Senegal belief, so they committed everything forward. One open transition corridor was all Mbappe needed. Deschamps waited. France did not force the issue. They let Senegal's structure provide every crack, and then struck 3 times. France topped Group 1 with 3 points. Senegal must regroup. Subscribe for the full World Cup 2026 tactical breakdown. Every group stage match, every key moment, decoded before the knockouts. Like and hit the bell so you never miss an episode. See you next time.